Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of March 14th. Brought to you by WorldwideHippies.com. Commentary, news, and entertainment from citizens around the globe. WorldwideHippies.com. Media for the people, by the people. I am Winston Smith. Give up booze? You must be tripping. Corruption, the butterfly effect, Doc's all on Twitter. Wendy Starr has a very special report on Tibet. Ed Cross, potluck, the Michael K. Minute. Glenn Simpson with the news from across the pond. Instant Karma Files, our asshole of the week, and more. Top story. Could LSD be revived as an alcoholism treatment? According to the Journal of Psychopharmacology, it could. LSD, the 1960s era of psychedelic drug that fueled the early years of North American counterculture, hippies, is being recommended for further study as a treatment for severe alcohol abuse. Researchers in Norway have completed a meta-analysis and concluded that a single dose of LSD in the context of various alcoholism treatment programs is associated with a decrease in alcohol misuse. It is puzzling why this treatment approach has been largely overlooked, the Norwegian report said, and may be in part due to the complicated social and political history of LSD that led to increasing difficulties in obtaining regulatory approval for clinical tests. As an alternative to LSD, it may be worthwhile to evaluate shorter-acting psychedelics such as mescaline, psilocybin, or peyote, the report said. Far out. Wonder what they think about that down at the trailer park.
I'm not such a fool, I'm mad.
You know what?
This fucking river getting above me.
And this. Is there a pecking order in social media? Here, reporting from New Mexico, is the doc to tell you.
What's up, Doc?
Buenos dias, hippies, paz en el barrio. How you doing today? Winston, thank you for the kind words, and Monsieur Le Pen. Well, you know how we do. Notice everybody's got a phone glued to their ear anymore. If you completely want to viscerally understand and comprehend the cell phone phenomenon, the way to do it next time you go to the zoo is to visit the monkey house. The first thing you'll note in the monkey house, apologies of course, an acknowledgement to the late Mr. Vonnegut as for so much. In the monkey house, the noise is deafening. Every monkey in the place is shouting and stomping and flying around, striving with all its might and main to be heard and or noticed by the others of its ilk and kind, desperately, insistently unendoing. The cries echo, what me, what about me, remember me, I'm over here. For humans, but for pretty much all primates, the essential life-preserving task is to assure yourself of both your membership, proximity to, but also your status within the tribe, group, or troop to which you belong. It's primal. And that's where the tweet, Twitter, talk, text capacity of these latest handheld communication devices attaches to the human's most tender and sensitive and least often articulated emotions down way deep at spinal cord level, the old lizard brain, that unspoken terror. Don't leave me, I'm with you guys, please. Because as individuals, we're pretty puny beasts and we know it. Or we'd better. Alone we stand no chance. The stories of our intense human relations, it seems to me, bear hallmarks of the centrality of these determinative principles, membership and status. The very survival of the individual depends on their success in ensuring association with a given group. It's Manichaean at the very basest level, in or out, living dead, dinner or diner. Then next, of course, but no less consequential, there's status. Where do you stand in the social order? Because the social order is pretty much the sine qua non for collective living. If confirming your membership in the group is of first nature task, then assuring and ensuring yourself of status in the group is of second nature equivalent. Status, of course, not being absolute, changes and is subject to change, and such changes will have, of course, consequences in your life in the troop, tribe, or group. So it behooves us to reassure ourselves every once in a while as to where we stand. And that's what our communicating devices do for us. Once, when we got out of earshot or out of view of the tribe, troop, or group, we were in fact lost and alone, but no longer. So we keep talking very loudly and all the time to people with whom we know, and like big bees doing some sort of an audible pheromonal buck and wing on the doorstep of the hive, where of course, as you know, a false step can be fatal. I'll do my dance for you when I see you at the beach, hippies. Bzzzack to you at the hippies central Winston.
Doc, That's why I have 6 Facebook profiles, man. Now from the UK, it's Glenn Simpson with news from across the pond.
Hey worldwide hippies in America, hippies and knowledge seekers all around the world. This is Glenn Simpson, Worldwide Hippies European correspondent, reporting from Leeds, England. This is my view, my slant on the news around Europe today, and particularly here in Britain, where at the moment we've received some bad news. 6 more young soldiers have been killed today, 7th of March 2012, in Afghanistan. 5 of the 6 of those boys came from my area from a local regiment, the Yorkshire Regiment. They died in Afghanistan today, a tragedy. Brave young men. But the interesting thing was here that the BBC have been out on the streets around Yorkshire talking to people and asking them how they felt, and of course, like all of us, they feel for the families and they realise how brave these young guys are. But all these people are saying the same thing. What are we doing in Afghanistan? We've been there now for 10 years. This is the 404th casualty British soldier to die in that place, and countless more in America and from other armies around the world. But we're still there. Why are we there? That's the question. Why are we there? A little bit more frightening for me today was to see a local in Britain. The biggest selling newspaper in Britain is The Sun. It not only sells a lot of copies, it also forms people's opinions. And I saw this morning and I found it quite frightening. Our Prime Minister, I forget his name, he dresses very well though. Our Prime Minister, Iran building missile to hit UK. And this comes from spy chiefs. You know the spy chiefs? Remember the spy chiefs? They were the people who warned the last government about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Well, today they've come up with Iran is building an intercontinental ballistic missile that'll have the power, the energy to fly thousands of miles and drop on London. That's the new threat. Now, no doubt in America, the story there will be that they're building an ICBM that has the power and capability to drop on Washington. Well, the fact of the matter is this really. I can't see the guy in Iran can build anything. He can't get any parts from anywhere. Nobody can sell him any technology. And if they do sell him technology, they get arrested. So work it out for yourself. They told us about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. That's left 1 million Iraqis dead and countless troops. Poor guys and poor people. And now they're telling us that Iran has got the capability to create an intercontinental missile. Work it out for yourselves. Listen, worldwide hippies and people everywhere. We are the only people that can stop things happening. And if you want to stop things happening, stay with us on Worldwide Hippies. This is Glenn Simpson. A quick update from Leeds, England. I'm going to say peace out.
This is how we feel.
Thanks, Glenn. Welcome to the team, man. And if anybody watching is interested in reporting for worldwidehippies.com from your spot on the globe, contact Joe at worldwidehippies.com. Joe at worldwidehippies.com. See what we can do. And this study shows Monsanto's Roundup, containing the active ingredient glyphosate, has been tied to more health and environmental problems than you could imagine. Similar to how Monsanto products have been contributing to the bee decline, Monsanto's Roundup has been tied also to the decrease in population of butterflies by killing the very plants that the butterflies rely on for habitat and food. A 2011 study published in the Journal of Insect Conservation and Diversity found that genetically modified Roundup, ready corn, and soybeans is heavily contributing to the decline in butterfly populations. Don't expect that scientific evidence proving this will lead to anything changing soon. According to the Department of Agriculture in 2011, 94% of soybeans and 72% of corn grown in the United States were herbicide tolerant, toxic to bees, deadly to butterflies. But the corrupt FDA, EPA, CDC, and both houses of Congress, their livelihoods are tied to Monsanto's moneyed influence. So it looks like too fucking bad for the butterflies. Now here from the Windy City is Wendy Starr with a very special report on Tibet.
Thank you, Winston. The images you are about to see are disturbing. In Tibet, people have been shot dead daily by Chinese forces. Free Tibet now has the names of 36 Tibetans who sustained gunshot wounds with at least 5 fatalities. 12 are said to be in serious condition. A Communist Party chief in Tibet has told officials to be ready for war as China's aggression against Tibetans escalates. Instead of looking for ways to resolve Tibetan unhappiness with Chinese rule, the authorities are determined to stamp out protests. Tibetans, however, are taking to the streets in even greater numbers, calling for freedom despite the risks. Protests against Chinese rule are continuing and spreading in Tibet. There have been a number of demonstrations in the region over a few days. On the 23rd of January, pamphlets were distributed in Serdar County that stated that 2 people were ready to self-immolate or set themselves on fire. Since March 2011, more than 20 people are known to have set themselves on fire in protest against the repressive Chinese occupation of Tibet. Viewed in the context of other significant protests, the self-immolations underline that the current crisis in Tibet represents a fundamental rejection of Chinese occupation. Among the self-immolators are Rinchen of Nagaba Town, the mother of 4. She self-immolated in Nagaba Town in front of the police station. She died at the scene on March 4th. While in flames, Rinchen cried out, "Tibet needs freedom and the Dalai Lama needs to return to Tibet." Saranki of Neoma Town died on March 3rd. The 20-year-old set fire to herself and died in a vegetable market of Machu County in eastern Tibet. Just days before, she commented, "In Nagaba and other areas of Tibet, Tibetans are burning themselves. We should do something for Tibet. Life is meaningless if we don't do something for Tibet." The aforementioned names are just a few of the self-immolation deaths that have occurred recently in Tibet. As Americans, it's urgent that we become informed and find out what we can do to help Tibet. For more information on developments, please visit freetibet.org. Our hearts and prayers go out to those in Tibet. Winston, back to you.
Very good work, Mindy. You may have a future here. Well, Ed Croft's on the scent of something. Let's find out what.
Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Oh, hey there, Winston. I just remembering a song. I was reading an article about this 1998 DEA publishing that basically said that, to OD on pot, you would need to imbibe 15,000 pounds in 15 minutes. 15,000 pounds in 15 minutes. Cheech and Chong better reprint the Big Bamboo album because we're going to need a whole lot of papers. But seriously, you think about it. There are medical reasons for legalizing pot. I mean, even if we just did it for that, it would bring a lot of relief to a lot of people. People with glaucoma, people who are dealing with cancer. So many other medical reasons for bringing pot back. But even if you didn't, I mean, when you think about how much alcohol it takes to imbibe, to get alcohol poisoning, potentially die, compared to what it takes to kill you with pot, why is alcohol the one that's legal and pot not? Might have something to do with hemp. See, hemp is a big competitor to petroleum products. Why? Because hemp has so many uses. It can create oil. You can create oil from it. You can create paper. You can create clothes, wood products. You can make rope. There are just so many things, so many uses for hemp. Go ahead, Google it. Check it out. Find out how many uses there are for hemp. I seriously think that the real reason pot doesn't come back is because in doing so, that opens the doors for hemp. Now, hemp was grown by our forefathers. As a matter of fact, I think in some places they mandated it to be grown. But along the way, it got demonized along with pot, so that it's not available to us as a renewable resource. And this is something that we should really, really be looking at, is renewable resources. We have a medicine that is renewable in pot, but that's demonized. Why? Because pot's cheap. If you can grow it in your own backyard, you don't need the medicine companies, the drug companies. There goes their profits. Yeah, that's the blessing of a capitalist society. We throw away good medicine that will work, but it's cheap, so that even the poor people can afford it, or even grow it themselves. But we'll keep the more expensive ones that will line the pockets of the rich. My heart to your heart. One heart, one spirit. Back to you, Winston.
Just incense, Ed. That's all. Just incense. Anyway, now from his kitchen in Atlanta, it's the Michael K. Minute.
Hey Winston, you caught me in the kitchen today. I'm making some of my world famous banana bread. Okay? Now it takes a cup of sugar, but I put a little less than a cup of sugar because, you know, I just don't think we need all that sugar. And I've added it to 3 bananas. And I'm using olive oil today because we're out of regular oil. I'm praying that olive oil will work in banana bread. You use a 1/4 cup of oil. I usually put a little extra oil to make it a little moisture, you know. And then get a little vanilla. I got this imitation vanilla. I pour in. And then I mash this up. I need a big fork. See, I need a big fork. I use a fork. Other people probably use other devices, but you know. So I'm mashing this. Can you see that? I'm mashing it all up. Then I'm going to get some flour. Is this boring, just watching me mash bananas? Well, before I finish, I just happen to have a couple of poems here in the kitchen, so I'll read the poems. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of baking soda. Got my baking soda handy. And then I put it in the oven for 40 minutes and I have a beautiful banana bread. We're going to see my son today and his lovely wife Tommy and visit with their new baby Winston and their old baby who's 3, Elliot. So this is called A Note to My Dogs. You are lucky to be a dog on a leash walking with a man who loves you. You could be a cow or a pig or a chicken being slaughtered inhumanely so that we can eat you. Dylan, I'm going to eat you if you don't act right back there. This is called Steps to Achieving Peace of Mind. I know the value of an old warm blue jean jacket. I know what I am doing when I put on my motorcycle leather. I got real skinny legs, but still I wear shorts most of the time. I never really liked shaving. And now I got a beard. Funny how things work out if you let them. This is called The Hair from the Hairbrush Story. I flushed excess hair from my hairbrush into the hole that was in front of me, wondering if that hair was being flushed down to be part of the universe. It was an optimistic thought, and then I thought how my hair might disappear only to reappear as a Walmart in a neighborhood that didn't want the Walmart to be there. My hairbrush looked at me as if I was weird. I turned out the light and left the bathroom. You know, that's got kind of a Alice in Wonderland feel to it, you know, but I wasn't doing mushrooms when I wrote it. Okay, and this is a little social commentary. Rick Santorum was smoking crack and listening to Pink Floyd when the song Mother came on. Mother, should I run for president? Sang Floyd. And Santorum got the idea that he could do the job. All right, I'm with Just Joan in the Michael K. Kitchen. That's the Michael K. Minute for this week. Winston, I got to get you some of this banana bread, buddy. It's good. Back to you, Winston.
Thanks, Michael, for the recipe, man. But I think I'll stick with Ed's brownies.
Hey, have you got your moonbeams yet? You can buy them on worldwidehippies.com/store. They're beautiful, they're magical, and they come with an adjustable necklace. Get yours today. They're going fast.
And this from the Instant Karma Files.
Instant Karma's gonna get you.
Hassle of the Week. This week it goes to Republicans in the Utah State Senate who passed a bill last Tuesday that would allow schools to drop sex education, prohibit instruction on how to use contraception, and prohibit discussion of homosexuality in class. The Salt Lake Tribune reported that proponents of the bill say that schools shouldn't be in charge of sex education. It's the parents' job, despite numerous studies proving that sex education taught in school leads to a decrease in teen pregnancies, sexually transmitted diseases, and a larger number of teens are waiting longer to become sexually active when informed of human sexuality. These are some of the same Republicans who do think it's okay for them to be in charge, monitor, regulate, mandate, and punish adults for their sexual behavior. And for that hypocritical stance on basic human behavior and body functions, you, Republicans in the Utah State Senate, are worldwide hippies assholes. That's it. Thanks for watching. Please visit worldwidehippies.com every day for more news, commentary, and entertainment from citizen journalists around the globe. And share all of our articles and our news programs with your friends. Also visit worldwidehippies.com store or make a donation so Worldwide Hippies can keep up the howl for peace and justice. And you will see The Doc, Ed Croft, Wendy Starr, Michael K. Poet, Glenn Simpson, Hippie Woman, and yours truly, Winston Smith, here next week.